Jambalaya jumpers enjoy jambalaya in January, which is the Sunday of the beginning of the year. And they enjoy jam on jelly toast in Jamaica.
Hey, everybody!
Hello.
Welcome to Cultural
Really
Disruption.
good. You were on point with that.
I was just trying to follow.
You were right there.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jared. We should have thrown your name into that.
Oh,
Jared,
that's okay.
Jared Jambalaya, and so forth. Hi, welcome. Welcome to Cultural Disruption.
Well, today we are excited to talk to you guys a little bit about Holacracy and hierarchy.
What the?
Yeah, it's like, what are these things, right?
Yeah.
So I got to tell you this experience that Blake and I had in a job when we worked together at a movie theater.
Yeah.
My first day on the job, I was trying to figure out the hierarchy of who reported to who and all this type of stuff inside the movie theater. And I was blown away. Do you remember how many people there were that reported to other people?
Yeah, there's like 15 different positions that reported to others.
So you've got a team member.
You have team members, and then you have your team leads or trainers. Then you have your supervisors. Then you have your assistant department managers.
Yeah.
Then you have the department managers. Then you have the assistant theater manager. And then the theater manager.
And that's just per theater.
That was like... I mean, the org charts for that would take me like a month at a time. Not to mention that people, retention was an issue.
Yeah.
So that changed.
So, I remember talking to the trainers, the second step up, and I remember people coming to me and like, Jared, I deserve to be promoted. I was like, oh, why? And they're like, because I've been here for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And there was this crazy amount of entitlement, right?
Seniority, man.
They got 50-cent hour raise, and they just like really wanted to get that because they've been there, and there are so many tiers of management. And that's like what a hierarchical company looks like.
Yeah.
So what is Holacracy?
Holacracy, first off, is not Holacracy.
But it could be because it's crazy.
Because it is crazy. So it's actually a European idea.
Yeah.
Of course. Europeans. Anyway, it's European. And actually it was made popular here in the States by a little company that we talk about frequently called Zappos.
We just keep...
We are in love with the Zappos. But at Zappos, they had this idea. They wanted to do this, I almost called it Holacracy idea, this holacratic approach. Anyway, and the idea basically is that there are no titles. There's no management team, right? What they have is they call roles. And these roles are actually, if you will, a department of people, but they don't report to anybody. They report to each other. The idea basically is I don't have to go up this totem to get these ideas introduced or anything like that. It was all within my team. So I didn't report to anybody but my team. There wasn't one specific person in charge.
Totally.
Kind of crazy.
Super crazy.
Holacracy.
Yeah. Okay, so I think of like managerial stuff, right? And job descriptions. Okay, so like managers know what to do based off of their job description. And managers love job descriptions for some reason. I don't really get it.
I think it maps things out. It's simple. Like, it simplifies the role. And so they think that, hey, listen, this is your job description. You don't do anything else other than what's found on here.
But
so
like
it's
the most important part of the job description is the final line that says, and all other assignments is...
Sure, but... I think it's security, right? It's that nice, comfy blanket on a cold winter night when Golden Girls, the warm glow of the television is on, and you feel toasty. That's a job description.
I'm feeling you.
But let's not forget that job description is also a heated blanket, and it could break, and I could get stuck underneath it, and I could fry.
Burn to death.
I've seen the X-Files. I know what happens. Let's keep going here.
Okay, so Holacracy, right? No job descriptions. There are individuals who hold different roles. Now, you can hold multiple roles. You can hold roles in different subgroups, but no description that defines what you do day to day. Like, is that good or bad?
I think it's great. Gives a lot of freedom. On top of that, it also gives everybody a chance to participate in the success of the company.
Yeah.
Right? And it's more of, I have my ideas that I can introduce to you and vice versa. I don't have to go, again, up that totem to get my ideas heard.
Okay, so let's explore this totem pole approach idea. So in a hierarchy kind of company, you come up with an idea. To get your idea approved, it's got to get approval from the top. So I go to my manager and I say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Manager, I have this idea. And they have to schedule a meeting with their manager to pitch the idea. And they put their little spin on it, and it takes a while to get taken care of. And then their manager has to do it with their director, and it just keeps going up. Well, it takes a long time. But when we finally get the idea back, and it comes back to me because it was my idea, usually my manager says, hey, good news, Jared. We're going to do what you said. We just want to tweak it a little bit. And by tweak it, they completely change. Yeah, they change.
We want to tweak it, and by that we mean ruin it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which makes me like say, why do I even come up with ideas, and why does this take so long? Where, as you mentioned in Holacracy, you can make the change immediately and impact your immediate realm of influence because of the people that you're working with.
Well, honestly, it empowers me as the team member, all right? I mean, it gives me that kind of sense of, I am part of this. Mm-hmm. I can be heard and I can say something. On top of that, it helps me be innovative because it helps me coming up with new ideas. And so overall, you know, I don't have to wait for approval. We can do it together. We can do it right now. And I think the nice benefit to that is, are we going to fail ever? Yeah, probably. But the idea is fail quickly, right?
And then we
can learn from it and keep going. And so this whole idea of having to go up the totem pole, I mean, I've been there, you've been there, you guys have probably been there. It takes so long. And this idea of Holacracy, where we can work together as a team, come up with the ideas together, empowers me, innovates me, and yeah, we're going to learn from that.
Okay, so this is a crazy idea, very, very disruptive to your culture. So what do we tell entrepreneurs, small business owners, and people who are tenured in their career that have grown up and are now, you know, in these VP or C-level roles, and they were telling them you no longer have those titles and that kind of impact? What do we say to them?
So the idea basically is you know, this isn't going to work for everybody, but it works for some people. And those titles, honestly, when was the last time you used your job title at work? My bet is it would be when you went and looked for a new job, right? Totally. That title only means anything when you go find something else. So sure, you can keep your title. That's fine if it gives you that little bit of warm comfort inside. Mm-hmm. But the only time you're ever going to use that is somewhere else, right? And the idea here with Holacracy is let's keep people, let's retain people. And if people don't like it, Zappos, when they first started this, they had a huge exodus of people that left because they didn't like that. They were in it for the, as you said, they were in it for the titles and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's good. We'll weed out the bad people and keep the great ones that want to see that growth.
Definitely not an idea for every culture out there, but for those that really want to be disruptive and want to think outside the box and want to immediately impact the departments and not even departments, but the sub-circles of the roles that they have created, man, this is a great way you could do that.
Yeah. And if you want to stick to hierarchy, that's fine. That's fine. You can be, I'm going to go for it. You can be the wedgie of society. And guess what? In that wedgie, it's like you're wearing a pair of oven mitts that have Vaseline on the inside. And you keep trying to pick it. You try to pick it. And it's just lots of sliding around. And it gets really uncomfortable. Your hands are so sweaty and Vaselined. And you're never picking that wedgie. It's stuck for eternity.
Where does this idea come? How did you come up with a wedgie with oven mitts?
It has nothing to do with being at church one time.
It sounds really specific.
It's just a very uncomfortable, annoying situation. Yeah. So if you want to stick to it, that's fine. That's totally up to you, right? Just get used to this because it's going to be I'm not milking a cow or anything.
Okay, so pick that wedgie and go to Holacracy.
Yes, great way to do it.
Don't forget to subscribe.